Hello friends and fellow gamers, it's MKxJUMP here, and today we're going to be talking about the brand new hero, Vesa, now her Transcendence form, and we're also going to be taking a look at this week's event for Idle Heroes, so we've got a lot of stuff to look forward to. However, before we jump in with all of that, let me remind you about Patreon. We've had 4 new people back me on Patreon this week. We've got RTD Productions, Meltmaster, King Bappo, and also Galando Bellavia. If you want to be like those people and support the content I make here with some financial contribution, and also if you're a $3 patron or higher, you get access to account reviews, be sure to go check out the link up there in the top corner of the screen. It's absolutely worth it if you want to get your account looked at once a month with my account reviews, guys. And yeah, $3 is all it takes, so why not go check that out, guys? It gives you guys an opportunity to give back to me and also allows me to give back to you in the form of account reviews. If that's something you're interested in, join Discord and join Patreon. Anyway, let's go check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. So with Sky Labyrinth event being the main event for this week, we're getting 15 Mithril pickaxes and we're getting Super Wishing coins as well. That's all good stuff, so it's great to be able to claim it and get these rewards every single day. Make sure you do not miss a login because missing 15 pickaxes sucks. It is just awful. It's the worst feeling. It's happened to me before, and the amount of progress you can miss out from 15 pickaxes is huge. So please, guys, don't miss it. Don't make mistakes that nearly all of us have made. If you've actually ever made that mistake, let me know in the comment section, just to encourage people that go down reading that missing pickaxes is bad. So make sure you log in every day. Now, let's go check out the main stuff, the events. So, Kite Paradise is here. I'm still probably going to be going for Prophet Orbs and Heroic Summon Scrolls because nothing else is jumping out to me, and I don't want to buy the Faithblade skin when I have so many skin chests already. There could be the option of picking up Starspawn cores, but I'm not going to do it. The only thing that really does tempt me is potentially Golden Crown, and that's because Golden Crown is the artifact that allows sustain teams to be possible. And currently, in today's PvP meta, sustain teams are looking like the way to go, which is relevant when we get to talking about the brand new hero. So stick with me, guys, because I'm going to be talking about her, some teams she'll work well in, and also whether you should build her as your first Transcendence hero. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, Golden Crown would be something worth picking up. I wouldn't go for Fiona, I wouldn't go for Morax, and Sherlock's okay if you needed him for free, but generally, Prophet Orbs and Scrolls get my pick. So I'll be deciding what I do on here tomorrow, so for now, let's move on. Almost Workshop is still here. That's very, very nice. And this allows us to upgrade our artifacts to Glittery, to Radiant, and to Splendid. So this is worth doing. If you have multiple copies of the same mysterious artifact, you can make them more powerful. Glorious Boost is here, which allows us to exchange 400 Glorious Relics for any of the artifacts you see here. So that's how you gain multiple copies. That's how you mush them together. You can also buy them with money when they're available, which we also will be talking about because there are some nice ways of picking up artifacts this event. And the value packages here, this is one way you can do it, is actually in the Sky Labyrinth. You can buy some more pickaxes. You can get yourself some Wishing coins, which actually have a bonus feature this week, which we'll talk about as well. And also, you can get gems. So this scales depending on how much you're willing to spend. Is it worth it? Well, it depends whether you want to go push yourself for higher rewards in Sky Labyrinth. If I just select Queen for now, confirm this hero, let's go take a look at the rewards. You should pretty easily be able to get up to stage 6, which is the main thing people go for. This allows you to get a 5-star hero selection chest, which is probably the biggest reward for most people that are free to play. If you want to spend a little bit of money, you can go up to the Universal 9-star Puppet selection chest, and that will allow you to get 9-star food. Further on, even more, allows you to get light and dark chests, you can potentially get sky chests, and you can carry on and spend a little bit of money and get a mysterious artifact selection chest. A lot of the stuff you pick up here is pretty nice. This is offering Starspawn cores, which we talked about last week, and if you keep on going, you can even get Sky Chest 2, which starts offering Starspawn Core 6s alongside Starspawn Core 5s. However, you can only choose one of the things here. You don't get all of them. It would be hella nice if you did, but you have to choose. Anyway, it looks pretty good. There's a lot of stuff you can do here, and it all involves spending money. As a rule of thumb, 20 pickaxes will clear a stage, so 100 bucks will clear 3 stages, so use that as a metric for figuring out how far you're willing to go. But there is other stuff to spend your money on, guys, so let's not get carried away. Let's check out the rest of the event. The mysterious chests are here. This is pretty standard stuff. 500, as you can see, is going to get you scrolls like normal. 1500 will get you Prophet Orbs. 2500 will get you skins and monster parts. Not really worth it in my opinion, unless you really do need those Chaos Stones. 4000 will get you an Elite Hero Shard. This could be amazing. It could be someone very powerful, like an Eloise, like a Tix, or it could be someone really rubbish, such as an Aiden. So I wouldn't get too excited about that. And 35k Magic Dust is nice if you need it. If you don't, it's not worth it. So again, this is subjective. I would definitely go for the first two, but the third one and the fourth one are depending on where you're at in the game. Finally, 8,000 gems will pick you up a copy of Waldeck, 30,000 guild coins, and 30 glorious relics. This is always almost worth it. I definitely would grab this. Waldeck is a fantastic hero for clearing Sealand, and also just really good that you can grab guild coins and glorious relics. Both are limited resources that are hard to get your hands on, so absolutely pick that up if you have 8,000 gems spare. Now, let's finish off with the Wishing Fountain event. As you can see, this is really standard, and this is offering Jara, which is very nice because Jara is the new Transcendence hero. So guys, you can spin wishing coins, and you can get yourselves copies of Jara. Don't forget, guys, as well, you can spin the Wishing Fountain by clicking here, which says 10 times, and it only costs 8 coins to do so. So by spinning here, we're going to get all this stuff here, and as you saw, a little thing came up there, which I'm now going to go ahead and talk about. The Hymn of the Fairy. This is the unique event for the release of Fairy Queen Vesa, the brand new Transcendence hero. So as you can see here, you can pick up these fairies' keepsakes, which are going to be used to get some amazing rewards from this store. So let's first talk about these keepsakes. If you spin 10 times in the Wishing Fountain, you'll get 1. All it costs is 8 wishing coins. If you guys haven't saved up your wishing coins, there's multiple ways you can grab them. First of all, you can buy them daily from the marketplace. In addition, you can pick them up from Aspen Dungeon for gold or for gems. And if you're still strapped on whether you can pick them up, you can also grab them from the Wishing Fountain itself for an unlimited time. You can just go and just, look, I can just type in any number I want, and it's going to tell me how much gems that cost. That's an insane amount of gems. I don't think any account will ever have that many. But yeah, you're going to need a fair few. Now, if you remember that you can get 100 of them at most, if we go back to the Hymn of the Fairy, you can see 100 there, and we need to spin 10 times. That means using the 8 for 10 feature that I showed you before, you're going to need 800 wishing coins. So, if you don't have 800, you can actually buy 800 right now for 40,000 gems. That's a lot of gems, and I wouldn't do this. I would wait until the end of the event, because you never know how many wishing coins you're going to be able to pick up from Aspen Dungeon. You might have a Celestial Island trip coming back home. You might be getting wishing coins from Tavern Quests, like I just did here. There are so many ways to pick them up, including the 56 you can buy this week from the marketplace, that really it isn't worth buying them from the Wishing Fountain unless you really need them. In fact, a lot of us have been saving up our wishing coins. On the VIP series, you can see I nearly have 800, so it's not going to cost me anything to be able to spin as many times as I like on there. So that's nice. You can potentially, if you've been saving or if you've got the gems, get these for free. So that's 100 for free, which is really nice. Now, if you want to spend some money, every 50 VIP experience you gain, which is the equivalent of $1, you can get your hands on another one. That's up to 600 times. So if you really wanted to go ahead and spend 600 bucks this event, be my guest. Is it worth it? Well, it is Sky Labyrinth, so it's nice to spend money on Sky Labyrinth. There's some really interesting value packages available, which I'll talk about in a second. And the rewards you're also getting for spending are very, very nice, and you get bonus rewards for maxing out this event. So I can see why a lot of whales out there would totally do this. If you have 600 bucks around and you totally wanted to do this, it's very tempting. It's very tempting indeed, because Sky Labyrinth not only will get you mysterious artifact selection chests, it will get you so much more stuff just for pushing forwards. If you think, I've spent 350 bucks during a Sky Labyrinth event to get some really nice stuff. If we go look at these, you can see this is 50 bucks, that's 100 bucks. So if we add that together, that's 500 bucks. It's very, very easy to spend 600 bucks this event and actually feel like you're getting good value stuff. Should you do it? Well, if you're a big spender and you want to give your account a massive push, then I would say absolutely, but only if you're a big spender. And I wouldn't spend any more than 600 unless you're an absolute whale that buys everything. It's so tempting. Honestly, I don't normally spend a lot of money on this game, but if the VIP series really wanted to pop off, spending 600 on this event would definitely be something I would consider. However, I'm probably not going to do that, but if you want to see what I do decide at the end of the day, be sure to subscribe and keep up to date with the VIP series. Anyway, as we scroll down, you'll see every time you get a 5-star hero, you can get yourself another one of these tickets, and that's up to 30 times. So basically, you need to summon 30 5-star heroes this event, and this could be from many sources: the Summon Circle, the Creation Circle, the Compass of Transcended, and Shard Summon. So there's loads of ways you can pick it up. Most people will be getting them from this top bar up here if you're VIP 3 or higher. Other people will be getting them from hero shards down here, as you can see. Other people, if you've unlocked it, can go to the Gate of the Void and pull them from cores in the Compass of Transcended. I have a lot of cores here, so that's going to be pretty easy for me. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what that brings. Very, very nice. So that should be easy for people to do as free-to-play players as well. So that's 30 more points. So if you add that to the 100 we've already got from using our wishing coins, that's 130. Now, finally, you need to activate different versions of Vesa. You need to activate her 5-star form. You'll get yourself 5 fairy keepsakes for that. If you have her at 6-star, you'll get yourself 5 more. And if you get it to 10-star, you'll get 10. So in theory, you can get 150 of these for free. Now, what's really exciting is every time you get 25 of them, you can go ahead and spin this wheel here, which will give you any 5-star in the game. And unfortunately, it literally means any. It's not just natural 5 stars. It includes 5 stars with 4-star forms as well, similar to Prophet Orbs. However, it is nice to see that there are a lot of cool heroes you could pick up here, and maybe some of you out there will high roll and get yourself maybe an Amun-Ra, an Andrea, Carrie, anything cool like that. But yeah, if that's something you're going to do, then congratulations, you get some really nice heroes. Maybe you won't. Let me know how you do in the comment section. But the big thing, the reason we're picking these tickets up, what we really want to use them for are these rewards you can see. 100 will get you Punisher of Immortal, which is nuts. This is an artifact you can pick up for free. It's so easy to get 100 of them this event. You don't even need to build 10-star Vesa to do it. You just need 800 wishing coins. If you can build the 10-star Vesa, and if you can get the 5-star heroes, or if you've already built 10-star Vesa, maybe you built her as fodder ages ago, and you can get those 5-star heroes, you only need to spin 400 wishing coins, which is great. So folks, you can pick up Punisher of Immortal for free. And if you can't quite do it because it's an early account, you could probably grab it for something like 10 or 20 bucks by using the VIP points. Again, insane. Now, if we scroll across, there's other additional things you can grab here. The Mysterious Artifact Selection Chest. There's a Light and Dark chest. We have 5-star chests, and we have a 10-star Forest Puppet. So what's good value? Well, the puppet seems nice, but if you can, getting the artifacts and the artifact selection chests is very, very worth it. Now, for people that are willing to spend a bit of money, you're going to need 300 to get yourself Punisher of Immortal and a Mysterious Artifact Selection Chest. If you can get the 150 for free, you only need to spend 150 bucks to get a Mysterious Artifact Selection Chest. And that is the general rule of thumb I like to use for the VIP series, that if I can get a Mysterious Artifact Selection Chest for 150, I will do it, because 150 is lower than the usual 200. That, in my mind, is 25% off. Now, some of you might think that's scuffed logic, and you might say, well, actually, it is just worth 150, or why on earth would I spend 150 bucks on this game? It's all down to you and your price points and what you're willing to spend. But I wouldn't go grabbing the 10-star Forest Puppet, for example, if you did manage to get to 300. I would definitely be getting Punisher of Immortal and the Mysterious Artifact Selection Chest. Just grab them. Just pick them up. Artifacts are forever. Heroes come, you can just get more 5 stars in the future, but artifacts are really hard to pick up for free, so whenever you can get them for a little bit of money, or whenever they're available to you, you should be grabbing them, because at the end of the day, heroes you can grab for free just by playing the game. Artifacts are limited, so if you are spending money and that unlocks the ability to get an artifact, you should probably be getting it. If you wanted to max out this event, which will cost you 600 bucks, you get all of the stuff you see, and you're going to get additional 30 Cores of Transcendence and 150 Glorious Relics. It's not that bad when you consider just what you're getting for it, considering you'll get 2 Mysterious Artifact Selection Chests. You'll probably get another one from Sky Labyrinth. There's all the 9 stars you'll get from Sky Labyrinth as well. You'll get this 10-star here. The amount of fodder you'd get for that 600 bucks, and the amount of progress as well. It's actually pretty nutty. So I am very tempted when you look at the grand value that you're getting. And this is something I wanted to talk about. For the VIP series, we're looking about spending smart. And you look at the amount of value that you get. That's probably better value than wherever I could put 600 quid. So it's going to be very, very tempting. Although a lot of you I know will say in the comment section down below that that is whaling. That's where we need to weigh it up. The amount of resources you're getting is way better than a lot of stuff we've bought in the past. And therefore I want to drop it to you guys. Would you want to see me spend 600? Or should I instead spend 150 and just get 1 Mysterious Artifact Selection Chest? I will leave that with you guys. And again, I will make my decision later in the week. Finally, we have the Transcendence fight. This is really interesting. Basically, if you deploy a fight with Fairy Queen Vesa and Sword Flash, Fairy Queen Vesa and Scarlet Queen, Fairy Queen Vesa and Asmo, Fairy Queen Vesa and Jara, and then Fairy Queen just on her own, you get all of these rewards here. Now, you can do that with a friend in Friends Fights, which means lots of whales are opening their accounts up to the community to add them on their friends list so that you can attack them, lose, and get all of the rewards you see here for free. You get Elite Hero Shards, you get Light ones, Dark ones, you're going to get 5 Cores of Transcendence, and you're going to get a 5-star hero selection chest. That is really good. This is completely free. This is amazing. It's just DH Games saying, hey, look, if you've got a mate that's got all these heroes, here's some free rewards. So join Reddit, join the Facebook groups, join my Discord, whatever you have to do to find someone that is willing to become your friend that has all these heroes. You can go ahead and add them, fight them in friends battles, and get all of the stuff you see here. So make sure you do that, guys, because you will get yourself some really nice free rewards. So again, if you want that, my community, we have a Discord channel all set up for that if you want to go find those people. But again, Reddit will be doing it, Facebook, I'm pretty sure Barry's community will be doing that as well. So just make sure you reach out to someone and get those rewards this week. Finally, these packages here, these look very impressive. If you bear in mind that 10 Cores of Transcendence normally costs $50, this $50 package is also getting you 5,000 gems, 100 Glorious Relics, and let's not forget, for spending $50, you're going to get yourself 50 of these tickets, which will allow you to get a 5-star hero selection chest, or maybe something else. Maybe they'll push you closer to a mysterious artifact chest. And if we look at the $100 package, this is getting the usual 20 Cores of Transcendence you should expect, but it's also getting you the epic hero selection chest, which is basically a light and dark chest and a 5-star chest put together. And in addition, it's getting you 500k, which is the equivalent to 500,000 Stellar Shards, and these Stellar Shards are used to improve heroes that are E5 that can be void imprinted. That is very, very nice. So these are pretty much very, very good packages, very good value. They're good for people that have unlocked an E5. If you haven't, you might not understand the value of these, but trust me, once you get yourself an E5, you'll be able to cash in on this and get yourself some really nice stuff. Obviously, they're only worth it if you're used to spending hundreds and hundreds on this game. If you're not, if you're a budget player, totally ignore it. Now, budget players, here's a little something for you. If you do manage to pick up 150 of these tickets without spending any money, you might be scratching your head and going, well, a 5-star hero selection chest costs 50, but the light and dark one costs 60. If you remember, all you have to do is spend $10 and you will get yourself the light and dark chest, as opposed to the normal 5-star chest. I like this. I think that's the better thing you should do. If you're a budget player, all you have to do is go to the cool events, click on monthly events, and just buy the carnival card. That's 500 VIP. That's $10. That's going to get you everything you need to get those 10 additional things, which you can use to get the light and dark chest instead of the 5-star hero selection chest. So in my opinion, if you're a budget player, not free to play, if you're budget, you only spend a little bit, normally monthly cards and carnival cards, and that's about it. Maybe privilege cards, them kind of things. Then yeah, go ahead, spend those $10, get yourself a light and dark chest instead of the 5-star hero selection chest. It's also more likely that a light and dark chest is more valuable to you, because if you're a budget player, you're probably still picking up a lot of 5-star hero selection chests from Sky Labyrinth and from Imp's Adventure, but the likelihood of you picking up a light and dark chest is going to be much slimmer, so picking up a Carrie or an Amun-Ra or Drake from this, or even Ada or Andrea could be pretty cool. But yeah, go ahead, enjoy this, guys, and go wild. There's a lot for everyone. Whether you're free to play, you can get a Punisher of Immortal. If you're a budget player, you can also get the light and dark chest. And if you're going to go real wild and spend a ton of money, you can maybe get another mysterious artifact, or you can go all out, buy everything, go wild, get loads of rewards from Sky Labyrinth as well. Have a crazy grand old time. There is something for everyone this event, and that I love. Next week, things will settle down back to normal. We have, as expected, heroic summons. So we've got an exchange event here. Really nice. It's offering Waldeck and Eloise, and we should be expecting a new hero coming in. Will they be a meta changer? We don't know until later in the week when they give out the leaks, and we'll talk about that more next week. So if you want to catch that video, be sure to subscribe. And so, folks, that is it for my event preview. Let's go talk about the new Transcendence hero. So Vesa has a new powered-up form, Fairy Queen Vesa. And it's very interesting. It's our first Transcendence Priest. I like to see it, and she is very, very powerful. If we first of all look at her skills, you'll see her basic attack deals a colossal amount of damage, which gets even higher when she's imprinted. So let's look at the imprinted versions. It's going to do 600% of attack damage, which is massive against a single target. Reduce all their damage dealt by 30%, so offers your team protection, and then heals your team. The 3 allies with the lowest HP, they get 600% of attack as healing, and they get a shield equal to 100% of this healing. So that basic attack is healing and dealing a colossal amount of damage to a single target. This means she is going to be nuts in broken spaces because she's keeping you alive and she's dealing colossal damage to a single target. If you remember that priests have crit in their tree, a crit attack, Fairy Queen Vesa with a Punisher of Immortal is going to crit a lot of times, dealing a ton of damage. And it gets even more wild as we look along. And the funny thing is, damage dealing isn't even what she's designed to do, except for in things such as broken spaces. In PvP, that is definitely not the strategy you should be taking. So let's look on. When the battle starts, she's going to give herself the Blessing of Purity, and at the end of each round, she will grant one ally with the lowest HP Blessing of Purity for 1 round. Blessing of Purity is a skill effect, and heroes blessed with it have 100% less chance to take a critical hit, which means it's really hard for opponents to crit you. Now, something really interesting about Fairy Queen Vesa that we've realized is if you give her Augustus Magic Ball and make her attack nice and high, she's going to be really defensive, but she will also most likely be the lowest HP hero on your team. That means she's going to gain the Blessing of Purity, look after herself, stay safe and protected, but also when Sword Flash tries to hit her, because Sword Flash goes for the lowest HP target, Sword Flash will not crit, because there's a 100% less chance of taking a critical hit. So Sword Flash is going to have an absolute nightmare time trying to crit on heroes that are blessed with this ability. So the really fun thing for end game teams that have so many heroes that are all like Transcendence, a Fairy Queen Vesa with Augustus Magic Ball will stonewall opposing Sword Flashes. And that is really funny in a lot of sustain teams. So I think we're going to see Fairy Queen Vesa being a really good answer for sustain teams that are struggling to deal with Sword Flash. If you aren't familiar with what a sustain team is, they take advantage of multiple splendid golden crowns to be very defensive, and that allows the team to stay alive. If you consider that Fairy Queen Vesa also heals, it is an amazing way of dealing a ton of damage. And funnily enough, guys, Ada is a hero that is very, very powerful in sustain teams. So if you thought Ada wasn't a very good light hero, I'll bring her up for you guys if you don't know who she is. Ada is phenomenal on these kinds of teams. The only issue is you will need multiple golden crowns to pull this off. You'll need a golden crown for your Ada. You probably want to be running Andrea as well as the best healer in the game. That will also want a golden crown. You want an AMB on your Vesa, and that's just your core for staying alive, dealing some damage and healing. You might also want to throw an Asmodel in there. A lot of people like to run the Golden Crown on Asmodel in these kind of teams. If it's Transcendence Asmodel, you've also got the option of running a Jara for yourself, or even your own Halora, who would also be using a Golden Crown. And by that point, you have so many heroes running Splendid Golden Crowns, you start thinking, GMK, do I need to have 20 Golden Crowns to have 5 Splendid Golden Crowns? Well, a lot of endgame players do that. They have all their team with Splendid Golden Crowns, and then an Augustus Magic Ball Vesa. That could definitely be the meta going forwards. However, that doesn't include energy feed teams. So if you want to be using an energy feed team, running Demon Bells, putting energy into your heroes, then that's an entirely different strategy. That's way more aggressive. That plays more into Jara's strengths. And you could see a lot of people still using that kind of lineup there. And that's much more aggressive. You're going to be running a Splendid Punisher of Immortal Asmodel the Dauntless in that kind of team, as opposed to a Splendid Golden Crown. So it depends what kind of team you want to build. But I can tell you for sure that Vesa is going to be very powerful on these sustain teams. As we move forward, let's look at her other ability. During the battle, when Vesa's HP is lower than 50% for the first time, she dispels herself of all debuffs, restores her health back to 100%, and increases all allies' precision by 40% and their attack by 20% for 6 rounds. That's a really nice boost for your team. In addition, when an ally dies, she has a 60% chance to inflict Silence Gag Order, which is a much more powerful version of Silence, to all enemies for 1 round. That's similar to Cruce's ability, which is very, very powerful, where it has a 75% chance to stun all enemies. This with a Rui Scepter would be super cool. Gag Order is a silence effect that also means that heroes are unable to crit, as well as being silenced, which means they can't use their active skills. So that's very funny. Fairy Queen Vesa is shutting down opposing crit, and it's very, very good to see. Now, if you think about how people are running Cruce, I'll bring him up for discussion reasons as well. Cruce's final passive, as I said, has a 75% chance to stun all enemies when he's dropped below 50%. Now, what Vesa is doing is whenever an ally dies, she has a 60% chance to silence the enemies for 1 round. If you want to take advantage of those strategies, you run a Splendid Rui Scepter, because that improves the precision of your control effects, which can potentially make them better than the 60% that's being offered already by Vesa's ability. Now, that would require a Rui Scepter. That's totally different from the AMB I was suggesting earlier. That would be a very, very interesting artifact for a team where heroes are dying and coming back a lot. What hero dies and comes back a lot? Carry. Carry can die, come back with full energy, use her active skill, steal the energy from opponents. And that's also really big because if you go ahead and remind ourselves, silence stops opponents releasing their active skills, which means they're not going to consume their energy to use an active skill, which means they're still going to have it, which means when the carries come back, they can steal their energy away from opponents. Now, what people are already doing is running Andrea in these kind of teams where they heal their team and mainly heal an Asmodel the Dauntless. And the Asmodel the Dauntless gains benefits whenever an ally is killed. He's going to heal himself. He also increases his own damage dealt by 12% and inflicts 2 stacks of revenge to the attacker. So we're seeing in a lot of interdimensional arena lineups, people are running multiple carries alongside an Andrea and an Asmodel to run what is being called Asmodel cheese, because you're taking advantage of carry's death ability to come back and then die, to come back and then die, to boost up Asmodel to have so much attack because he's getting 12% damage dealt every single time, and then he's going to deal so much damage thanks to revenge and the other things that he gets there as well. So that's really powerful. If you combine that with the new Vesa, every time those carries are dying, you are getting a chance to silence the opposing team, which decreases the chance that they're going to be able to kill you. It forces them just to do basic attacks, which will hit your carries, and it is just a phenomenal time you're having. So I really think that could be an interesting meta team going forwards, which would be multiple carries, an Andrea for healing. Heck, you might not even need the Andrea for healing in that kind of team anymore when you consider that Vesa already heals herself. So you might just go with Vesa, Asmodel the Dauntless, and then 4 carries. That could be a really interesting meta team for people, either as a side team in Interdimensional Arena, or if Vesa and Asmodel are the only Transcendence heroes you have, then maybe that's the team you want to be running in PvP. And finally, let's look at our active skill, because we haven't even talked about that yet, so let's bring up the fully upgraded version. This active skill hits and attacks enemies 4 times. Each layer of Newborn Radiance that she has, she will do 1 additional attack as well. Newborn Radiance is an ability that comes up later in this, but basically each attack that strikes deals 1600% of attack damage to 1 random enemy. So it's pop, 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 1600 each time, which is massive. And if you bear in mind in PvE game modes where there's a reduced amount of opponents, she's going to be doing that over and over again to the same person. Plus it can crit, so that's really crazy. Now, she will also restore all allies' HP equal to 600% of attack twice, and then she will give shields equal to 100% of the healing, and then give herself 1 layer of Newborn Radiance, and that layer of Radiance will last for 8 rounds. Newborn Radiance increases her healing effect by 15% and strengthens the damage she does with her active skill. Now that means if you have an energy feed team where she's doing this active over and over and over again, she's getting more layers of Newborn Radiance, which means her attacks are dealing more hits, and for each layer of Newborn Radiance, she's healing. So it's feeding into itself. Not only does she get more attacks, she's healing the team. More attacks means more damage. Those attacks are all coming out at 1600% of attack damage. It's ridiculous just how much damage she can do in things like Flame Shrine and Broken Spaces because of this. It's absolutely nutty. She is off the charts with her damage as a single hero. It is crazy stuff. Massive numbers. It all scales with Heartwatcher as well, so it's lovely to see a hero that can just be that powerful. I say lovely, it's kind of broken, and in an energy feed team where she can just do this active skill over and over and over again, it gets pretty ridiculous. So if you're pumping her up with Rogans, if you're using splendid demon bells that feed energy to your team, then you're going to see Fairy Queen getting really, really strong. And yeah, it's pretty nuts. And also she's giving Shield as well, and Shield is a really powerful ability that increases the active HP of your team because you get these shields that protect you and you don't take any damage. So that's nuts. So basically, everything I've talked about with Fairy Queen Vesa is how she can be a very powerful component on a lot of very specific lineups, whether it's with Asmodel the Dauntless and lots of carries using a Splendid Receptor, whether it's with a bunch of heroes using Splendid Demon Bells in PvE, or whether it's with heroes all using Splendid Crowns and giving her a Splendid AMB so that you can keep that team alive. It can be a sustained team, and then she can attract hits from a Sword Flash so that opposing Sword Flashes don't do much. The astute of you will quickly figure out that what she is doing is enabling lots of endgame strategies where you've already got tons and tons of mysterious artifacts which cost a lot of money. She's enabling these strategies to be more powerful. Therefore, I don't think she's a good first Transcendence hero, because all of these things help existing strategies become stronger. It means that PvP is going to be dominated by sustained teams. That's going to be the main meta choice, with many, many, many golden crowns. If you don't have many golden crowns, or if you aren't spending tons of money, then you don't care about PvP. Therefore, you won't mind about Vesa. Broken Spaces and Flame Shrine doesn't really matter because these game modes were already easy to complete without Vesa existing. So many game modes were easy without Vesa existing. The only thing that she offers anything interesting for, in my opinion, is that cheese team in IDA, but that is also a whale strategy, where you're using her with an Asmodel the Dauntless, and you shouldn't be having an Asmodel the Dauntless as your first Transcendence hero either. So in my opinion, if you were going to try and build a team with Fairy Queen Vesa, then sure, do it if you have a ton of splendid golden crowns. If you don't, then Vesa just isn't for you. You're much better going with someone who we know can do many of the game modes with complete ease. Sword Flash, very good hero in the Void Vortex, very powerful against Void bosses. She's a fantastic all-round hero. Sword Flash is great. Halora buffs the entire team, returns attacks with Fairy Guard, very good in multiple game modes. Halora is great. Jara, offering crippling CC. If used alongside Delasiums, you can use that in the Void Vortex, and you can get past a lot of really good waves. Jara is phenomenal, especially with the Receptor. You can build aggressive builds with Punisher of Immortal. Jara is fantastic. Super versatile hero. Really, really nice. Now, this is where the strengths come in. Versatility, big damage dealers, doing lots of cool stuff, and sure, Vesa is like that. But you don't really need her unless she's your, like, maybe third or fourth Transcendence hero. And therefore, for a lot of you guys starting the game, do you need to go get yourself a Fairy Queen Vesa? No. And that's my conclusion. She's a really cool hero that's come out. She's offering some really cool benefits, but there's so much time between now and when you're going to pick her up that I think you can just chill out. You don't need to grab her. For those of you that have already got Sword Flash and Halora and maybe a Jara, then yeah, go pick her up. I would choose her over Asmodel in that case. I think that's probably the better pick. I think Asmodel is the last choice now. For me, if I had to put them in an order, I would go Sword Flash and then either Halora or Jara in that order, and then go with the one you haven't got. Then get Vesa, then get Asmodel. If you wanted to go with a sustain team kind of thing, then obviously you're going to change that order around. But for me personally, I like aggressive teams, and therefore Vesa isn't going to be the hero that I pick immediately. So, there's my review, there's my conclusions. Hopefully that gives you some food for thought. Hopefully a lot of you guys that want to go play testing and trying that stuff out to help the community further, do take my ideas and run with it, and let's see what we can learn about this new hero together. Pretty confident June's going to be doing some testing in the Void Vortex, so go check out his Twitch channel. Barry will no doubt be bringing us more content about Vesa in the future, potentially in the Tower of Dreams, because Barry is doing a lot of work there, which is really, really nice. And yeah, hopefully my thoughts will help those people move forwards, and it's good to see what you guys are also going to bring, so let me know if you're going to be using a Vesa in the comment section down below. This has been a long video. We've covered an event. I've talked to you about how I think a new hero is going to affect the meta. It's been quite a long one, so I'm going to let you guys go now. And if you want to check out some more of my content, be sure to subscribe and check out some more of my videos. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you next time, and happy idling.